Hi, this is Dale, and I'm going to explain to you how I set up the OBS settings for our worship service. I ran across some pretty good videos that I'll share as well that told you the basic settings. Joanna, you have some familiarity with it, but because I know Sheila and even Jason will be looking at this, I want to show them. When you first start opening OBS, you'll get this one big screen, but we're used to two. So if you go to studio mode, I found that helpful because we can preview just like we did in the other programs. And of course, when you're in program, you're on live stream. So once you open it, I would recommend to go click on studio mode. When you do that, that's one. You click on this, is two. The next thing that the video told me that I watched was to set up, you have two things. You set up your profile and your scenes. So under settings, you're setting up your profile and you can name these profiles, you can save it. So they're like the presets that we had in vMix. So here's the general, and general really affects just the way the program looks. So you can pick different colors, and apply, and see, you get a different color layout, but it doesn't really affect how the program works, but just as a personal touch. Other than that, you don't need to change any other settings under this general tab. Streaming, I have not set my streaming up yet, but should I want to, you can go to YouTube or Facebook, or if you don't see your selection here, you can say show all, and it shows you a listing of some. They even have the remix or restream, which we may use when we start using this to stream out to two sources. If we continue to try to stream out to just one source, then we're going to only be able to do either Facebook or YouTube. I would recommend YouTube since that's where the bulk of our users are. And so if I pick YouTube, for instance, go down here to YouTube, we would pick the stream key. Wait a minute. Here we go. We would pick the stream key, and you know how you go to YouTube and get the stream key like you did for vMix, the same principle. The thing is that when you do that, we always have to use the stream key or put a new stream key for each service. We can't use the same stream key. So that's the only downside of that. Audio, I select the default audio on my desktop so that I can hear, so that we can hear the remote stuff. If it's disabled, then you don't hear anything, you don't hear any video, anything. Video, they recommend 16 by 900, and for the resolution as well as the output, and frames per minute 30. They wouldn't really go any lower than that, but you can if you think you need to. Hotkeys is just as they talk about them. I'm not really a big fan of hotkeys. I'd rather click on the mouse. And they didn't really recommend changing anything here. So you can click on apply or cancel, or okay, I'm going to just say cancel because I messed around with a couple of the basic settings that I had. So I've canceled that, but it would then save as your profile. So you'll see here, my profile is called MCCDC Sunday Service. And my scenes profile is called MCCDC Sunday Service Scenes. Scenes are how you set up each view for a workspace, if you will, for each thing that we do. So you would set up a scene here. So the scene is called worship service. And the actual thing that I get is the picture for worship service. So if I needed to add another picture under the scene, I would do this and go to image and then name the image and drill down for it. So I decided to start with welcome to worship because, you know, that's our first slide. Then I did the video slide, which is current events. Okay. So here, no, this doesn't have any sound, so I'll have to show you that later. But here it doesn't have any sound. I noticed that it doesn't seem to, you don't see the preview in there like we usually do, but if you transition, it comes right up. And I'm not sure whether you're necessarily supposed to see the preview or not. Possibly it's because it's without sound. I don't know. But you can, when you click on something, it previews before it goes here. When it goes here, it's going live. That's the event video. So main camera. So if you want to stop that video, you can't stop it like you used to in vMix, like in midstream. It's going to run until it's finished. Or you tell it to loop. So I'm going to transition here. And that's the main camera. Why you see this is because I'm looking for a browser source. I don't have that guest link embedded in the properties here. So if we go to properties, you will see this is where I would put that guest link. Right now, it's just got a basic local link and standard 600 by 800 by 600 width. I just left the standard there for right now. Once I get the guest link created, I will then put that link there. So say now we're going to transition and we have that over the, we're in the live view and we've begun the sermon. So you have these little eyes here and the eyes turn on and off the words that you see here. So if you say transition, then just those words go over. For whatever reason, it didn't transition out. I'm not quite sure why, but it does move in and out of here when you turn it on and off. But this is the live view. So that's how you would get the different words over there. So say I turn that off, I turn this on, I hit transition, and there's Holy Communion. So these are the things that we normally have on the main camera, the titles. And so I just did some basic titles to keep us in the same outline. So if we're on the main camera and it's communion, we can change to the communion title. Now there's obviously more ways to do fancy stuff than that, but I just wanted to show the basics of how to put a title on it for right now, so that we stay in the correct way. I have the piano camera set up similarly in that this is where you have those web, when you do that web link specifically for the web, for the piano camera, and then you have, so if I do this, and that says Song of Praise, because Song of Praise is the one that's the eye is not on. So that's how I set up the main camera and the titles for and the titles for the piano camera. So I typed in the titles that are appropriate to that view. Now on the videos, I found out something. You will not hear a video on the videos. You simply, if I were adding a video, I would do media source, and then I would drill down to get that media source, which is the video. If I were to play the video, you notice I get the
Good morning, MCCDC.
audio mixer here.
Today's scripture
In order to
is
adjust the
Psalm
audio, you go
121.
audio properties. This is
I
where you
lift my
adjust
eyes
those
to the
milliseconds,
mountains. From
whether
where
it's
will my
in
help
the
come? My
adjusting the
help comes from
milliseconds
Yahweh,
for
who
the
made
lip sync
heaven and
or
earth.
milliseconds
Yahweh
for
won't let our
audio.
footsteps slip.
If I
Our
were to do
guardian.
this, as you see, there are no more, you don't hear anymore. So when I first started the video, I didn't realize this was off until I went into the advanced settings and I went
The sun
here.
cannot
And
overpower
now I'm
us by
here.
day, nor the moon
So
by
that's a
night.
very important adjustment.
Yahweh guards us from harm, guards
So,
our lives.
so that's the
Yahweh
scripture
guards our
video.
leaving and our coming back, now
And as you can see,
and
you have the
forever.
title there.
Our
So
next
you can
reading
still
comes from Barbara Brown Taylor.
pre-stage
It's
slides
called
like
Learning
this.
to
And
Walk
so
in the
say this is
Dark.
the end.
I have learned.
You can do that. And thank you for joining us. I do have the other views, the pastor view, the piano view, and the interpretive view there. So say I need the interpreter over top of a here we go. Let me do this song video. Oops, cancel. Transition there. And so now I got the interpreter over top of the song. I think I will be able to adjust this once I get the actual source, the browser source, and make it smaller and
About
move it
midnight,
around.
Wednesday
But
night,
this is as far as I've
I
got.
got up out of my
But this
chair in
would
the
be
living
the
room
interpreter
and walked in the kitchen for a moment.
being able to be seen.
And when I returned,
So that's the quick and dirty.
there was a black snake about 2-3 feet long
to you,
slithering along my living room
so
carpet.
there you have it. I'm hoping that that's been helpful to you. Once you've created these views, they come up automatically by default. Or if you wanted to, you could start a whole new untitled one, and it comes up with just the one basic, So say, oh no, I don't want to do that. I want to go back to my other view. You close. Whoops. Okay, where we at? Where we at? Okay. Let me stop the sharing for a second. Go back to my view, not vMix. Oh, hit the wrong program. Load. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here and go back to scenes. There you go. I clicked on MCCDC. It brought me back up with all of my views and all of the presets that I had saved and I made up. So that's really what I was trying to show you. And so, barring any other questions, I hope this has been helpful. And that's all I have thus far. Wish me and Joanna luck tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye.